Hey, welcome back everybody. Today we're talking about Starfield, and have we been lied to by Bethesda? Can we actually explore planets and all this drama surrounding it? And we're so close now to the release where people are now seeing marketing material for Starfield in the wild, and people's pre-launch checklists and how the world is preparing for Starfield and Starfield Early Access. Let's talk about it. Okay, so the elephant in the room, the Planetary Drama. So there was some leaked footage and some screenshots. Obviously, no spoilers. We're not going to show anything here. It's under embargo, NDA, all that good stuff. So what they were seeing was, as you explore planets, somebody would land in just a random spot. So I want to be clear. This wasn't a point of interest, a POI. This was just anywhere on the planet. And so when they did, they landed and then just went in a direction. And then so about 30 minutes or so, when they hit that they hit this like dialog box or barrier that said, "Hey, you hit the boundary. Do you want to teleport back to your ship, select somewhere on the map, or go somewhere else?" Wait, yeah. So all fast travel options. So people are like, "Oh, you can't actually explore the planets like they said," and I don't think that's necessarily true. So here's kind of how I see this whole thing playing out here. So you've got your system area, you've got your planet, you've got your ship, and so you have landing zones like the areas that you select. So we have like A and B. So if you went to A, you would land there, and then you could go in 30 minutes in either direction. So that's roughly like the size of like a DayZ map, which is huge. And so when you hit that spot, if you want to go to B, which could be adjacent to it or next to it, whatever, you would have to hit a load screen to go back. Or so like either select the spot on the map or go up to the ship and then go back down to B. So like if you're at A, then you go up to your ship and then back down to B, or you can just go right to B. So that honestly, it makes sense to me. They've kind of really used delicate language around the exploration part. If you've done anything in the corporate world, you know what we're talking about when people are kind of being delicate with their language. You kind of know that there's something else going on there, which I get it. Some people are saying, hey, that was, like deceitful, but I mean, I can see both sides of it, to be perfectly honest, both from Bethesda's side and also from the player side. But this is how it is. And for me personally, this isn't really going to take away from the game for me, because I'm not about to, this wasn't a load it up and do a walking simulator across the planet, although I do understand people that do want to do that. But I don't think that's really going to take away from the game for me at all, or the immersion factor, because 30 minutes in a direction is quite a bit. So it's like an hour in either direction, right? So if you're doing the whole thing. So yeah, it's not huge for me. It's not like something that I'm terribly worried about, but I get it. So like once people kind of discover that, they're like, oh geez. But you can take a lot of solitude in the fact that anybody that's played this, that's kind of broken their NDA a little bit, nobody's had a problem with it. It's running really well. There's like little to no bugs, and if there are, they say like one or two maybe. So like those are the big things for me. Like, is it Space Skyrim? Is it Space Oblivion? That's what I think the player base is worried about. And let's be honest, you could do all the activities that you want to. If you've got a 30-minute window or a 30-minute range in like direction, and you can do all of your outpost stuff, your searching, your exploration, and even if you wanted to go to the next one, you can go to the next one. So like for me, not a huge deal. Like I get it. There's a lot of overhead with planets. If you played Star Citizen, you know what we're talking about. So for me, it's not a huge deal, but let me know what you guys think down in the comments. So moving on to the release date. So hopefully this puts it all to bed for you. But let's go on to the release date, because some people don't know when this is happening still. So that's quite all right, or how to get to it. So the standard release is 9/6/23, excuse me. But if you have premium, you will be able to start on September 1st. Now, it starts slightly different depending on what time zone you're in, but basically what it means is you need premium to play early. So if you want to go that route, it's $100 outright. But most of us have Game Pass. So if you do, then you would just get the upgraded version, which is $35 USD. So, and again, you can play it like everywhere: Steam, your mobile phones, xCloud. I mean, there's so many different places you can do this. So even if you have an old system, you're not out in the cold, I promise. So just remember that like Game Pass Ultimate has xCloud built into it. So most of us have a phone, so you should be good to go there. So if you're looking for either of these products, whether it's premium or the upgrade digital version, if you have Game Pass, we have all of these things available in the lower left-hand corner, those products right there for ease, and it also helps support the channel. All right, so quickly, let's go on to the times for release. Again, because this starts September 1st, early access, starts September 1st, 2023, midnight UTC. If you convert it, we've got some different ranges here, but for the US, we've got 8:31, yes, in August, Thursday 8 p.m. Eastern, and then Thursday 5 p.m. PST, and then 7 p.m. CST, And then Friday, 2 a.m., 9/1 CET, Central European Time. So just like some quick references for you. So yeah, so like when you think about it, it's actually kind of cool because a lot of us kind of skips time zones to get it early anyway. So this kind of helps us all do that, like legitimately. So I don't think it's a terrible thing. But I just want to let people know because people are still asking. So anybody that wants to get early access. If you have Game Pass, then you already have it. I thought that was pretty cool. All right, so I thought it was quite interesting to see some of these wraps out in the wild. Some of these are out on Reddit. Starfield making marketing on trams in Australia. I thought this was quite interesting to see. Then we've got part of the wrap here on the tram. It was quite nice. I just love seeing this stuff. I love to see the building wraps when those do eventually come out, which I'm sure they are. I just haven't seen photos of it quite yet. So on to the checklist that people are doing to prepare for this. I thought a lot of this was funny and even quite insightful and like some cool nostalgia stuff too. So let's go ahead and hit this. I thought these were funny. So sharing my pre-launch checklist. Wife's trip to her hometown. Tickets are booked and bags are packed. Set up office, auto replies, and emphasize being away with no access to emails. Done. Stock up on snacks and Red Bull pending going shopping today. Increase the number of battery units for the power backup. Done. Upgraded SSD. Done. Preload the game pending because of Steam. Tell my mom I will be traveling for a week and I will not be accessible over the phone. That's funny. And double checked medical insurance status. Confirmed active. It says, so how are you preparing for the launch? Also, did I miss out on anything? So a couple people responded to this that I thought were pretty funny. Well, actually, just before that, some people are saying, or actually, I should say, is it Home Firth UK? Says, if you're doing a 12 or 24-hour session on release, and this is good advice, remember to eat and hydrate and rest. It'll be out at 1 a.m. here in the UK. If you're fortunate enough to be able to play without stopping for a long period of time, remember to look after yourself. That's all. Thought that was nice. A lot of good sentiment out there. All right, so we got some comments here that I thought were pretty funny. Is it Arik Borak? I don't know how to say that. Says, this is the most hyped I've been for games in ages, for a game in ages. I really enjoyed getting myself far too prepared. I booked 6 days off, got a delivery of 6 days worth of snacks and food coming on launch day. I've done a deep clean of the whole place so that it can last 6 days of neglect without getting too gross. Deep cleaned my PC, set myself a bit of a timetable and rules for bedtime so my sleep cycle doesn't get destroyed. I understand that, and I like this part. And I broke up with my boyfriend of 6 months, so I have no distractions. Wow, that's dedication, right? And then work account said, girlfriend is going away next weekend to visit her grandmother. I'm staying at home, and just to spend yesterday also deep cleaning the house, so I have minimum to worry about next weekend. I thought that's so awesome. And then we have Jester say, same here, partner leaving for home, installed a battery and inverter 2 months ago. Not for Starfield per se, but we do have frequent outages. Time off for work booked. Been making cold brew coffee all week, and now the only thing missing is a big pre-cook session so I don't have to bother with such earthly nuances while in space. I can relate to that quite a bit. I'm also preparing quite heavily for this. The tactical cylinders, the beverages, the alternate food, the snacks, all that stuff. CJ91 said, cleaning the house and keep it clean so when your wife's back, she's got nothing to nag about. It says, also one day when she gets back to take her on a date, it helps smooth things over the following days as you play. Hilarious. My only checklist stuff I've got to do is clean the house on Tuesday, buy a frozen pizza, boneless chicken bites for a midnight snack when I'm hungry, and probably some tea, soda, water, and one big bag of chips with dip if I just want to snack. One heavy meal for takeout during dinner for the first time. It says when I play all day, it may or may not order delivery. I usually hate delivery since it's so pricey. Yeah, definitely. And I've said September 2nd, I will take my wife on a date locally. And when we get back home, I'll get to playing into the night and morning most likely. This is just like a thank you for giving me all day September 1st for playing and not bugging me. It says aside from that, I think I'm good. I thought that was pretty dope. Then we have like a longer piece here, and I'll kind of give you the summary because it is a longer story. But this is from Jet Set Starfall. I almost wanted to say Safari. Your boy can't read. I thought that was interesting. So he's talking about how when he was in his youth and playing things like Oblivion or Skyrim, and he thought he was very niche because it was considered quite nerdy back then. And then so when he was playing on the football team and stuff, people he considered to be popular, he was shocked to find out that they also liked Skyrim and Oblivion. And he was like, whoa. He's like something we can actually share common ground on. And because of that, he's like having a lot of nostalgic flashbacks to like, hey, this is just about the community, and it's further reaching than just those niche genres of being like the nerds or whatever. Let's be honest, the nerds are quite mainstream now. So I thought it was cool that he was like, hey, he goes, well, I'll give you the breakdown here at the very end. He says, honestly, I don't care if the game is good, bad, ugly, revolutionary, or God forbid, a mid. The fact that the hype it has, in my eyes, risen to a boundary-breaking stuff that Skyrim was. It's so cool. It's a shared experience we live through, and hopefully an enjoyable one for a reason. He says, so yeah, it feels crazy and stuff. Let's go Starfield. And I was like, yeah, man, it is. It's just like, like Star Wars, I think, was one of those kind of like movies that kind of, well, the old stuff, really brought people together and it really brought it to popularity. And I think these games are definitely that. So I just thought it was really interesting to share all these like funny comments for the checklist and even this guy's like more nostalgic piece. But yeah, that's what we have so far, and hopefully you guys will join us for the next one, the next live stream and video. We will be doing a release party launch when that happens. What is it, August 31st, 8 p.m. for me. I think we'll start around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you'd like to join us, a good time to subscribe. And yeah, I love you. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.